Okay, not sure how well this is going to come out, but we're going to try it. I'm going to show a quick overview of how Jenkins works, for my project anyway. Here I have the a debugging site. Basically it's through PyCharm. I just enabled that icon. Here's one for develop, test, a little test tube, and then production does not have any logo. So we're going to trigger a build real quick here in this one. And we're going to say hello to Kevin, just because. So we're going to take this page. You know what? We'll just change it right here. Nope, on that. Sure. Yeah, that works. Alright, we're going to commit the code, and it's that one file, that's it. Triggering release. Commit and push. It is pushing. Alright, so now we'll just kind of minimize that for a second. Go over to Jenkins and refresh. And because I pushed that to the develop branch, this job here is checking for develop. That one, so it's flashing. We're going to click in it. Click on the current build. Look at the log. And we'll just watch it go. So doing pip install stuff. Right now it's building the Docker container based off of the source code for the website. Not very exciting, but it's all good. Wow. Let that finish up. What I want you to notice though is this is build number 193. So I have two different versioning systems, develop and test. Well, dev is actually something a little bit different. Dev is has its own versioning number just because this is the way it's set up right now. I haven't built a Jenkins job to push to develop. Test is always version 1 dot something. In this case, it's 1 dot and then the build number. So the previous build number was 192. That's going to be 193. So when we're all done, this build version number, or this version number, will reflect that build number, which is 1 for not prod, basically. 193. I have to have it update the date yet, but whatever. One step at a time. Alright, so that's done, but it triggers another action. So now it's going to do the push job. I've been working on this. There we go. And this is just running the Ansible playbook. It removes the Ansible code from GitHub. If we go into Ansible Unicorns, it pulls that project down. See, there's the project that it pulls, and then it just runs the playbook against the test host. So it gathers stuff. It sets the database. So it, whatever. Does some installs, yum installs, Docker installs, creates a group called Space Rats, wheel. Then I make sure that Ben Spill ABC is created and that he's a member of Docker Space Rats and wheel group. Pull the keys from GitHub, and I put that in the authorized keys file. So if I ever add a new key as an authorized key to GitHub, I can log into the box. It's just easier to manage that way. Copies over some files, Docker Compose, database config, environment, stuff. It pulls the server cert out of Ansible Unicorn. So if you go into host vars, this is test. It's in this little vault thing, but it's encrypted so you can't see it. Ansible will automatically decrypt it because I have it set in the password on the box. It's not stored in the logs here or anywhere. Where'd we go? Oh, right. So after the keys, it does the key and the cert, does the Docker, waits for a little while to make sure it's actually up, and then it does migrations and stuff like that. ignore this number, but basically it says, hey, we're all done. Success, it did 32 actions, 7 of them changed, so they're files or service or something, but no failures. So now if we come over here to test, notice it's version 192, refresh, it is now 193, because that is the last successful build number for develop. So now we go through the site and make sure that everything works. What did we change? We changed that endpoint to say I like small holes. That's just PyTest. Okay. On test. PyTest. I like small holes. So I did get the update, and it's also confirmed by the version number down here. But now the cool part, if I come in, or another cool part, not the cool part, but if I come in here and I do a pull request, a new pull request from, oh, it's an Ansible Unicorns, I'm sorry, wrong project, in Django site, pull request from develop into master. So it's going to take whatever's in develop, push it in master. There's some changes, but the main one here is I like small holes. It's getting rid of small holes and adding I like small holes. Changed a couple other things, but whatever. Create a pull request. Yeah. It's just making sure there's no other conflicts. We're good to go. Hit merge. Hooray. It's merged. And if we go back into Jenkins, in a little bit here, Jenkins will say, oh my god, I see an update. There it is. So this is going to be version number 76. The version numbering system that I have for production is 3.14 for Pi, but so 3.14 point or whatever the build number is. So when we're all done, the build number will be, it didn't take us long this time, we'll get to that in a second. It'll be 3.14.76 because that's the version number. It still does everything. It doesn't take as long though because it is really just rolling the tag number. It does some extra double checking, but whatever. But it also kicks off the prod job. So look at the log for prod. And it's the same thing. It just changes the limit right here. So it targets prod directly. I could push it to all of them, and maybe that's what I'll do. If I'll make a third one where it pushes out to all of them. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But it's all done. Same playbook, same thing. The reason why it's a little bit different is because of the content that's in the vaults for the unicorns. So, not user vars, it's host vars. So, prod has different content for the vault, such as a certificate and passwords and stuff like that, than it does for either of the other two boxes. So if we go into the playbook, you'll notice some of these names like copy, Docker, compose, and that. These are all, the little itty bitty steps that it does. Creating the files, or the group, puts them in the group. Creates the user, puts them in the group. This one's a little messy, but setting the environment variable based off of that file, then run JQ to update the tag in that file and set it as this file, and then I remove the file and switch them around. Basically, it's a way to roll the environment variable file, and then I start Docker afterwards right here. So it rolls the Docker file, or the version. I come back up to the top. There we go. All right, now this should be done by now. Oh, not quite. So this one here would be changed later in the report. Here's another one that'd be changed. We'll see a couple. And they're color coded if you do it in a terminal. I have one open here. This is not prod. I think it's Ben prod. Yeah. Yep. So it is down right now because it's starting up. There should be 3 containers. There's Maria. This is kind of like PHP MyAdmin. It does have ports forwarded, but it's restricted. I'm not even going to get into that. Point is, there are 3 containers that should be running, and it's still downloading the other one. That's why it's taking a little while there. Hang tight. So it actually does a... Oh, so... Sorry, scroll for a second. If we go to the site, it's going to be down because it's down here, right? Need to have that finish up, and then it'll come up. But it's re-downloading the correct Docker container. This video is getting kind of long. I'm sorry. Come on, Clayus. All right. So now it's up, but it's waiting for it to actually come up because sometimes it does a little bit of. There's a little bit of delay in getting the workers going in Gunicorn. It also does migrations and fixing permissions. So if I added a new structure to a data model and any one of the apps that's in it, it'll say, hey, I see new stuff. It'll update the database for me. And when we're all done, success, no failures, we'll come back in here, and it should be 3. Yep, we have 3, and it is 3.14.76, which if we come back here, the last successful one was 7.6, so that makes sense. And now the site is back up, and it's the correct version. And we should have, is it pi_test? Yeah, I like small holes. So that is all I have to do to, let's say all, but it's an automated update, mostly automated. There's a little bit of interaction, so make sure that it doesn't get into prod first in case, for whatever reason, this InTest is shut to bed and it didn't work out correctly. It will not make it in the prod. I'll have to roll it over, and I can also backdate. But the point is, the rest of it's all automated. Pretty snaz, huh? All right. I'd say like, comment, subscribe, but that's not for this audience. Deuces.